Champion rebalance will hit Black Cat hard and players are worried about the future and as well new champions. Input Refactor isn't that close to going out to the masses. We look into that. Ain't never seen the look this player had when he popped 4 night and day Cavalier crystals before. And much, much more. Oh, it's Friday again. And we got that.
My name is Wade, but my frenemies call me Dead. Oh my god, where's my body? What did you do with my body, you monster?
I removed it, and I do it again. More on that story later. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe with post notifications on all. Support the channel, please do. Speaking of supporting, thank you so much to everybody on screen who is a Patreon and a YouTube member. Thanks for keeping that love and support to the channel. Also, those that support on twitch.tv/RichTheMan live. That's where I do some live streaming things. So yeah, last night we did a bit of Call of Duty Warzone, and I'm sure we'll do some MCOC tonight, baby, yeah! Right, let's kick off the show with leaderboards. Leaderboards are things that we can see who's the best, who has got like, I don't know, who's spending the most money in game, and who's doing well. All those leaderboards. Any case, there's a few kind of things that are not working properly with leaderboards. As player says here, not sure if Cavalier is aware, the Alliance leaderboard is totally missing. So there may be like a few other leaderboards that have gone. You know, Cavalier haven't responded to this and I haven't kind of looked into this so far. So I don't know if that's kind of like goes in with a lot of glitches. As a lot of you know, this is massive glitch month in Marvel Contest. We're going to be talking about that further on in the show, especially following up on a story that we've been talking about and covering for the best part of like 2 weeks now, and we're up to with any kind of like fix for it, because it is yeah, sad times. Any case, leaderboards not working properly. You might be looking and going like, hey, what's going on here? Also, another bit of coverage on the missing drop rates from the Cavalier annual crystals. And that does factor into a part 2 to this story, especially with like day and night nexuses. You know, those were ones that seem to have the drop rates, and others not so much. As a lot of you know, we covered this, I think it was like yesterday, or no, Wednesday or Monday on this particular element here, and it is a problem. It's a problem because Kabam haven't answered against it, and it was good as well because I kept myself involved with this particular conversation, as I remember quite vividly back in December that Kabam did something similar. And that was that, and it was a talk about compensation for these particular, you know, crystals, when, you know, Kabam gave out compensation when the drop rates were incorrect, which I put here. I didn't receive any compensation for the 25th of December annual selector ones that had no drop rates. And it's that was the point, I think, that Kabam stopped doing compensation for any time they put incorrect drop rates. So if anybody is thinking of they might get compensation for stuff like this in the future and going, okay, well, Kabam didn't post a drop rate, chances are you will not receive compensation. And if Kabam did give out compensation, then I would be very, very unhappy that that is the case. I mean, I'm still, there's one of the key reasons that I decided to stop spending in MCOC is because at this stage, right here, compared with, I think someone put here with the terms of service, apps offering loot boxes or other mechanisms that provide randomized virtual items for purchase must disclose the odds of receiving each type of item to customers prior to purchase, which at the point of purchase for players, this was not facilitated. So there is quite a clear breach right there in that. So in any case, where are we up to with any kind of response to this from Kabam? Zip, nada, nothing. And I don't think that's going to be the case. I think it will just be a case of Kabam going, we fixed this, and players going, did you? And them going, yes, we did. And you just have to accept it. And that questions a lot of spending habits in game for a lot of players in future. Good work on that one, Kabam. And now on a quick update, sort of, it's glitch season as we know. This is a great season for glitches and things that are misleading to players, like getting a whole ton of gold, getting a whole ton of units, and finding out that it isn't exactly what you think it is. From tier 2 alpha, we've saw that in the past, tier 2 alpha, tier 5 basic fragments, and even gold. It's been a whole scuffy time of getting well, that kind of stuff, and feeling like, oh great, I've got a ton of it. No, you don't. Oh, like I've got like 7 quadrillion gold. That would be fantastic. Do you actually have that? No. Yeah, look, it's been an ongoing problem at the moment. There's multiple threads. I even now starting to do work for Kabam, because now I'm answering against problems with these units being seen and stuff. So, you know, where's my cut of the money for kind of like helping out with this stuff? No. In all seriousness though, right, I did speak to Kabam yesterday on this one, and it's still sadly something still being investigated. Yes, still being investigated. What's the root of the problem? Don't know. You know, will it be sorted out? Probably not. Is it kind of like a Canadian holiday today? Yeah, it's Canadian holiday today. Do you think it'd be sorted out next week? Maybe. It's partway through the month now. Is this going to be likely here until the end of the month, and then we have to wait till the next update for it to be sorted out? Probably going to be the case. Ooh, Richard, what you like? Some, you know, come bit of positivity, Rich. No, but that's exactly, you know, a lot of times how things work out with this. It's normally, you know, left until the end of the month, and then it just goes into the new update to be fixed. Next, in a bit of good news, it's good to see players getting a bit of luck, and Kaiser went for a little like pack of, I think it was night and day or day and night kind of crystals. And none of these were like the ones that we kind of talk about in response to the deals earlier in these drop rates. But look at that, 4 Cavalier crystals, 1 6-star Icarus, 1 6-star Agent Venom, and 1 6-star Moon Knight. Now people may say like, oh well, those champions there, but it's 6 stars from Cavalier crystals. Doing it nowadays, it is definitely like, I don't know, rooting around in dirt and picking up a little chunk of gold. That's basically it, and that's great. So it's always good to see that kind of luck. Always makes me incredibly jealous, because when I go to do that with some of the free ones, granted they are free ones, so I'm not expecting Kabam to give out good stuff, but you know, you've got to have a wing and a prayer with these things. So when I get the free Cavalier crystals each month, I'm like, oh, I can do this, and then it turns out to be all 3 stars. So well done, Kaiser. Next up, I thought this was interesting, and this was about the inputs refactor. Look, I've got this at the moment. I'm beta testing it. It is not in any shape or form ready to go out to players. I will be brutally honest with that. There's times where it just does not perform well. There's things that are still not being addressed in it, and if they put it out in game, it would be like mainly players going, "Oh, why'd you do it? It's not working. It doesn't work." I'm sure there were players going, it works, but the feedback that I was kind of giving was like there's still a lot of things off with the responses versus the animation being performed by some of the attacking champion, and it's just not in a good place. It really isn't. So I think that, as Kabam Mike said here, for the wider kind of like putting out of this, nothing right now, but hopefully soon I should get a formal update out. But the short of this is, we like where the fix is at, but there were some big bugs that we're addressing right now, and should have a new version of the update out in the beta testers pretty soon. If that goes well, it should get out to a wider audience as soon as possible. As I said, there's still like some, and I think that's good. There's a good omission by Kabam there to say that there's some big bugs that we're addressing right now. So that's hopefully important, because that's the thing. And one big thing is that swiping back and go into a block, it just doesn't recognize that, or it kind of feels like there's like a multitude of inputs in there. So it's just like getting, I don't know, a ball with several balls and just rattling around. You're like, you kind of like, it doesn't know, like, you don't know where they're going and stuff. It's so kind of like weird, but there's a few things that need to be addressed with it. So hopefully it gets out for another beta test, and then then wider people hopefully next month or something. Because here's the thing: do you want it out now? Yes. Do you want it broken out? No, you don't want it out now. You don't want it in the state it's in. So yeah, roll on next month. Okay, and we talk about an important story now, and the situation around Black Cat and other champions that are now within the Rebalance system. It has been something of a talking point for many people, many players, and we've seen the awesome power of Black Cat, and kind of, worry for the future of champions, and the way that if you kind of go and spend your money, which is very important. If you want to spend your money in game, you want to know, and also arena grind as well, because it's time. So those that are able to grind out for the new champions, or champions within the 6-month period of a rebalance, and go, hey, great, I've got this champion, and it's like, good. Is it going to change dramatically? Maybe. Don't know. So you don't, and also rank ups, like you don't want to take your rank up materials onto a champion that is brand new and go, oh great, I can rank up this champion. Oh damn, it's been rebalanced. So there's those elements right there, and it's just not something that is, you know, great for the future stability and safety of how you operate in Marvel contests. So that's just the thing, isn't it, with these new champions, and with the performance, like amazing performance of Black Cat in certain content, it definitely puts the heebie-jeebies down anybody's kind of like plans and feelings. So what has Kabam got to say about this in response to it? So it says here, so I get where this is coming from, but literally every champion released ever has been open to rebalancing, and many of them have been. This is no different, and it's just now finally formalized and gives players more say in the process. We've had to adjust champions shortly after release many times, and if anything, that should give you more confidence in the fact that a champion that isn't as good as expected is going to be buffed to be better. I'm sure we could pluck up a load of examples to say that that's not entirely correct. And that's the biggest problem with having 2 champions released a month. 2 new champions into this game a month. Is fine, is good, and I understand why Kabam do it. It's just the problem is then there's less time to look at the ones in the past and kind of bring them up to the forefront. And at the same time making more, I don't know, like importance of a new champion in game. The biggest thing is like, even a conversation last night whilst I was streaming was like, oh, I know about Black Cat being released this month. What's the other champion? Oh, Scorpion. Oh, right, Scorpion. And that's just like, that shouldn't be the kind of like response from the players on new champions. When one champion obviously kind of over excels than others, it takes away the kind of spotlight on the secondary champion. This thread can have lots of opinions, lots of thought processes, and ends with being closed with, as you mentioned in our original announcement, the new balancing system does not mean that older champions aren't going to receive any updates as stated in the post. If the data we collect after a champion is released shows that they're meeting the design goals, and we're content that we're seeing in the gathered data, they may not require any changes. In those cases, the dev time that would have gone towards tuning them will be able to be spent on other balancing initiatives like reworks for older champions. Additionally, to confirm, Black Cat, Scorpion are the first champions under the new balance program. So that gives you an answer. A lot of the time I think Kabam have shot themselves in their own foot when it comes to like spending players. It definitely would kind of like deter me from buying stuff. Like there's some new champions that are probably coming this year that I would have loved to have like spent on, but I'm once bitten, twice shy on this stuff, especially with the drop rates incident of spending in game. That's kind of like made me quite unhappy. This as well, because look, as I said, if you are getting a new champion, you put a new champion, you spent some money, you got a new champion, or you've done arena, free to play, you've grinded that arena, you've got a new champion, you rank up the champion, you've put your resources into the champion, but you're kind of like, you buy as it is at that point, or you allocate resource as is. You ain't getting refunded for that stuff. And that's the biggest thing here. Investment to return and spend to loss is, and depreciation as well. That's the biggest kind of sting right there. Yeah, what is everyone's thoughts on this particular element? Put it in the comment section down below. That has indeed been your Marvel Contest of Champions news show for Friday. Have a great weekend, whatever you're doing. There may be more content from me today, I haven't decided. But yeah, I'm just going to try and enjoy this Easter Friday. And see you soon. Bye-bye.